Do you know the flow cycle? I studied the neuroscience at the Flow Research Collective, a couple of years ago, I guess, now. And the flow cycle starts like this. Struggle, which is where most of us live. It's the truth. Struggle. I'll get into that in another video. Struggle, release, which most people don't understand. It's a universal principle, actually. So it's struggle, release, flow, which you can't stay in forever or all the time. It's like having your foot on the accelerator all the time, which is impossible. And then active recovery, which most people don't get. So none of this is rocket science. And none of this, newsflash, is new stuff. None of it is new stuff. It's maybe it's the discovery of what your human body can do by somebody discovering something to get their name in the science books. But none of it, absolutely none of this stuff is new. People have been catching this zone, whatever you want to call it, flow state, for eons. They just didn't call it that. So, if you'd like to know more, isn't that nice to know that none of this is rocket science? I told this guy the other day, this is true, I was at a chamber event, and the executive director introduced me as a Wall Street trader, and I said, I didn't trade on Wall Street. I wasn't physically on the floor. I don't even know if that was possible. I don't think it was. They were only males on the floor. Could I have done it? Absolutely. Would they have hired me? Probably not. Anyway, and I said to the guy, no, I wasn't a floor trader. And I said, but I told him I was a neuroscience coach. And I said, yeah, I worked at NASA. And he believed me. I said, for a split second. I said, I didn't work at NASA. But, people attach all kinds of names to themselves, like to make an impression, no. So where was I going with that, Jerry? I don't remember. What was I talking about? Oh, the flow state, right? Flow state. Yes. So getting into flow. Let's talk about struggle real quickly. Here's an example of struggle. You have to write a report for your boss. It's due tomorrow, and you knew it. You've known it for like a week. It's 3:00 on a Monday afternoon. You got to leave early to go pick up your kids. Go, shoot, I got to write this thing. All right, I got time. You got a half an hour before I leave. Now, granted, let's say it's 3:30. You're sitting in your cubicle or in your office, doesn't matter. The phone rings. So wait, let me back up. So you sit down to try to start to write this thing. You maybe get a sentence or two written down, and then your phone rings. Distraction, number one. Okay, here's one of the stats. Every time somebody distracts you and you stop, let's say you were in flow, right? You were like really into it, and you wrote a paragraph. Your phone rings. It takes you, whoever they is, these scientists who've measured this stuff, 23 to 26 minutes, one of those, to get back into that zone of concentration. You spend a day like that in your office, no wonder why when you drive home you're so pissed off, because you didn't get anything done. You were interrupted 5 times. That's probably low, right? Your boss, an email, somebody who works for you, the lunch boy, whatever, I don't know. You were interrupted 5 times. That was probably a light day. So when you're driving home, you're like, I didn't get it done. Now I got to stay up all night. I got to do this and this for my kids, right? The evening looks like it's not going to be fun. Is that your day? That's a flow state gone bad, right? So you might have been in it. Most people that's a struggle. You were in the struggle, right? You didn't block off time. You didn't get rid of your distractions. You didn't set aside time environmentally, emotionally, a relationship, everything, right? Tell everybody to leave you alone. I got to write this thing. I need an hour. I need an hour. It's due tomorrow. Leave me alone. Hold all my calls. Tell your husband or your partner or whoever to go pick up the kids so your flow state can get done and you can get done what you got to get done. And you feel better after that, right? Because you kept your promises mostly to yourself. See you in the next video.